Oh yeah! Hey guys, welcome back to the Bald Shredder channel, and yep, today I'm really gonna step in it. I just got a new do-it-yourself guitar kit from Leo Jaymz. It is the Pine DIY Strat kit that you can get on Amazon right now for $69. And I've never had a guitar before where the body is made of pine. So I thought this is the perfect opportunity to touch on the whole Tonewood thing, because I've had guitars made of poplar, mahogany, alder, candlenut wood, sycamore. I even had a Firefly Telly where the entire body was made of rosewood. And I've even had guitars that literally had no wood because the body was made of carbon fiber. And now finally, for the first time, getting a guitar where the body is pine, I thought, yeah, let's go over that whole Tonewood thing. And I'm fully aware that this is a really controversial subject, and it seems that most people are either all the way on one side where they say like, yeah, Tonewood is real. The type of wood that the guitar is made of, it absolutely has a very obvious and direct effect on the sound, on the tone of the guitar. And then there are people all the way on the other side of the spectrum that say, the type of wood, whatever the wood is made of, poplar, mahogany, alder, whatever, it has absolutely no effect on the sound of an electric guitar. And I think very few people are kind of like in the middle or undecided. And just to be clear, guys, when I talk about this today, Tonewood, all that, it has to do with electric guitars, not acoustic guitars. So this is not an acoustic guitar Tonewood debate. Electric guitars with pickups. And I'm gonna go into more details about this guitar, the do-it-yourself Pine Strat kit from Leo Jaymz. And yes, guys, it didn't come with this pickguard. It came with the standard white pickguard with white pickups and white everything. So I changed it to a different pickguard and changed some of the other stuff, and I'll talk about that in a minute. But first, we need to test out this Tonewood idea. And to do that, I'm gonna play 6 different guitars, all different woods, and I'm gonna play them all through my little Fender Frontman 15-watt amp. So no fancy plugins, no effects, just the guitar right into the amp with some distortion. And I'm only going to use guitars that have a humbucker pickup in the bridge position. So, you ready? You got your ears on? You gonna hear for those little slight differences in the tone because of the wood? Well, here we go. Alright guys, so what did you hear? Did you hear a lot of difference? A little bit of difference? Or just like no difference at all? Now before I tell you what I think, guys, it's important to note that I have literally tried out hundreds of guitars. Hundreds of guitars have come through here for me to feature on my channel. And just so many different kinds of woods and pickup combinations, and it's just lots of different specs and everything. But the point is, guys, I've tried a lot of different guitars, a lot of different woods. And in my experience, here we go, guys. Here come the comments. The wood doesn't have anything to do with the sound. That's right, I said it. It has nothing to do with the wood. Sorry, Paul Reed Smith. Not sorry. What you're hearing is a direct result of the pickup and the amplifier. Any differences that you heard from those 6 little samples that I did, well, that was because each guitar had a different pickup. They weren't the same pickups. Some were ceramic, some were Alnico 5, some were a little bit more higher quality or lesser quality. Some of those pickups had like a brighter or higher or stronger output, and that's gonna affect the sound. And I already know what's gonna happen, guys. The people that are completely on the side of, yes, Tonewood is real, it will affect the sound of the guitar, they're gonna make excuses why my test, or any test for that matter, is invalid because it doesn't match what they already believe. You know, somebody might say, oh dude, you're not gonna hear any difference. You need to be cranking it through a 100-watt tube Marshall amp in the middle of the stage in Madison Square Garden. But then if I did that, and I played a bunch of guitars and there was no like discernible difference, well then there would be a bunch of reasons and excuses why that's not valid. So it really doesn't matter how I test it, how I do it, whatever. If people believe that it's real, then they're just gonna keep believing that. And that's fine. This is not me saying that I'm right and that you're wrong. It's just what I believe based on my experiences. And you know, I'm a firm believer in the we can just agree to disagree. So yeah, guys, my final thoughts on that: Tonewood is a complete myth. Now, back to the Leo Jaymz Do-It-Yourself Pine Strat electric guitar kit. If you look at the link on Amazon, you will see that Leo Jaymz has 22 different do-it-yourself guitar kits available. And they range anywhere from $69 for this one, that's the cheapest one, and I think the most expensive one is $179. So there's all sorts of different shapes, different configurations, different kinds of wood, a lot of options. I think there's even 2 left-handed models. And of course I'm gonna have that link down in the video description. So first things first, yeah, I didn't use the pick guard that it came with because I'm so tired of the white pick guard and the 3 single coil white pickups. It's just so boring and so generic. And I really don't like the really low output single coil pickup in the bridge position. It just doesn't do very much for me and I can't get that sound that I want. So I had this pick guard laying around and I decided, you know what, I'm gonna use this pick guard. And if you'll notice, look at the pickup right here, guys. It's angled in the opposite direction, right? The normal angle would be going the other way, but this one's angled this way. And I decided to take out that generic ceramic single coil and put in a Hot Rails style humbucker. And that's a very inexpensive pickup as well. I think I got it on Temu probably like around 10 bucks, but it does give me like a hotter signal coming from that bridge pickup, which is good for me. Everything else I left the same. These are the original 2 pickups, although I changed the cover. I just took off the cover and put black on there. Everything else is the same, all the pots, the wiring and everything. And again, I just took off the 2 white knobs and then I put on 2 black ones just to give it some sort of like color coordination. I don't know, just to make it look kind of cool. But if you really want to hear that original white pickguard and all 3 white pickups, whatever, go check out the video I did on the painted guitar kit from Leo Jaymz. I'll have a link for that down in the video description if you want to watch that, and you'll hear how everything sounds in its original format. It's the same one that came with this one. Now the body, guys, the Pine body, I really like it. Like I said, I've never had a pine body before, and I really like the way the pine grain looks. I think it looks really nice. Yeah, I didn't paint it. You can paint it. It's got a sealer on it. It's got like a layer of sealer, so it's ready to be painted, but I didn't want to do that. And if you're thinking of staining it, well, in order to stain it, you'd have to sand off that layer of sealer so that the stain could soak into the wood. But I think it looks really nice as is. Now guys, $69, I think it's a great deal. I mean, even if you tried to buy like a pine Strat body from somebody, you'd probably pay at least that much just for the body, if not more. But we need to talk about the neck. And here's where some of the problems lie. This neck is not nearly as good, not near the quality of the neck that came with the painted Leo Jaymz do-it-yourself guitar kit. That neck was really nice, had a great profile, the fretwork was fantastic, it was 22 frets, had a really nice good quality nut that was cut properly, all that stuff. However, on this neck, guys, first of all, it's only 21 frets. I mean, I don't know if that matters to most people, but I don't understand why they even put these 21 fret necks out. Why not just make it 22? The painted one had 22 frets. Why not just make them all 22? But the main issue, guys, here is that these frets are not level. So that means I've had to raise the action quite a bit higher than what I normally would put it at. And even though the action is higher, like right now, there's still a lot of frets where like, if I try to pick that note and then just let it sustain, it immediately just like goes away. It won't sustain because there are just too many high frets. So if you're gonna get this kit and you're planning to get this kit, and if it has the same issue that mine does, you're gonna have to do a fret leveling on it if you wanna get like really good playability out of the neck. Now that's not an incredibly hard thing to do. A lot of people can do it, I can do it, but let's face it, there's some people out there that they've never done that before and they don't wanna do that. So you need to be aware that on this one, it might need it. The next issue, guys, is the nut. So the strings are all too high in relation to the fretboard. Like the slots aren't cut deep enough, and I think there might be some issues with the strings like not sliding very well, which leads to some tuning issues. So my recommendation would be, instead of trying to mess around with this nut, like trying to, do the slots or whatever, because that's kind of a pain, I would just pop that out and I would go on eBay and I would get a Tusk XL nut to just replace it. Now the neck profile, guys, it is not incredibly thin. It's a C shape. It's probably a little bit thicker than on the painted do-it-yourself kit. So like I said, that neck is much better. But yeah, it's just kind of a full, medium, not really full, definitely not thin, C-shaped profile. I don't think it would be much of a problem, actually, not uncomfortable, if I could get that action lower, which again, I would have to level the frets to do that and change the nut. Now the next thing, guys, the headstock. I had to cut this headstock to put it into this shape. So if you take a look here at the picture, this is from the Amazon listing, it comes in like a rectangular shape, like a paddleboard, okay? So you can cut it if you want to. There's nothing that says you have to cut it. You could leave the headstock shape like that. I think most people don't want to do that. But just be prepared that you need some kind of like saw or some kind of tool to be able to cut the headstock and shape it how you want it. So ultimately, guys, I do think it's a very good deal for 69 bucks, but just keep in mind, you're gonna need to probably do a little work on the neck to get it into like perfect condition. And the idea behind these guys, do-it-yourself kits, like why do they come with those white pickguards and just the 3 single coil pickups? Because that's like your starting point, right? That's just your basic starting point, and then you just go up from there. I mean, I think the idea is like, I'm gonna mod this, I'm gonna change it, I'm gonna paint it how I want it, I'm gonna get a pickguard that I want, I'm gonna put in the pickups I want, I'm gonna put in better wiring and pots and all that. And by the way, guys, it is routed for humbucker, single, humbucker. So a lot of different pickup combinations that you could do with this. All right, guys, so that pretty much does it with the $69 Pine Strat kit that you can get on Amazon from Leo Jaymz. Let me know what you think about this guitar. Oh, and of course, the whole Tonewood thing. Thanks for watching, and I will see you next time.